welcome back. It's Shelby and today we are making pendants for necklaces. The goal for this craft is to have it look like one of those vintage pendants, the enamel kind with like the pretty flower etched into it. So I'm looking to make a rose, and you just need some basic items for this. You can get them at your craft store. One of them is like a little sticky pendant that you put a picture in there, and then it's got like a little thing that goes over the top of it. We'll just be using the metal backing, some acrylic paint. I have like a pearlized pink and then just red and green, and then a needle, and you're gonna need like a little findings kit and a chain or a necklace that you want to donate to the cause. But I will link everything you need down in the description below along with my socials, and let's get going. So to start off with, you're going to want to take your pearlized paint. I chose pink because I really like that, and put a nice thick layer of it inside of the pendant. The pendant has a little bit of a lip because you're supposed to be able to put a picture in there and then seal it with a plastic gel piece. So make sure, because the paint will dry pretty flat and will shrink down a lot, that you just get a really good amount of paint in there so that you're covering all of the metal and have a little bit of area to swirl it around and move with. And once all of the paint is in there, go in with a needle and swirl the paint around a bit. What this does is it kind of aligns the little sparkles and glitter in there, and it creates these trace little lines in there just with the way that the glitter settles, and gives a really unique kind of interesting look. So next up, we're using our red paint and a needle. I did let the pink paint dry for about an hour and a half and just kind of let it set up a little bit. Not completely dry, I can still get my needle in it, but not totally liquid, because otherwise when you put in the red paint, it's just gonna like absorb it and you're not gonna leave any marks. But just dip your needle in the red paint and then draw very small circles and petal shapes in the pendant. I'm wiping it off every time it comes out of the pink because the pink is transferring on the red, and then just going in with a bit more red every time. And for finer lines, drag it through because the pink's going to absorb a lot of it. When you want heavier color, I found that tapping and just like little baby stabbing, just repeating it over and over and over again, gave better color payout. So depending on what parts of the petals you want to be thicker red and what parts you want to be thinner, you can either kind of stab the paint in repeatedly and get those thicker red marks for the edges of the petals and the more defined lines. And then when you want something a little bit more delicate looking, just drag the needle through. Next up, we are doing the stem. So I'm going in with green, and same thing. I want my stem to be pretty well defined. So I'm stabbing it in with that little tapping motion, kind of like a little tattoo needle, I guess. But I'm doing that, and then I'm bringing it up into the leaf, and then I'm just going to swirl it just a little bit to make the leaf look a little bit more delicate. And that's basically it as far as drawing the flower goes. Then you just need to let it dry, and we will turn it into the necklace by adding the findings kit and the chain. But I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see what it is close up. Just a cute little flower with the swirling pink in the background. I think that the glitter did a really good job kind of creating this like interesting enamel-esque look. So I'm very pleased with that. Here's what it looks like a little bit closer up. I had to put it on the paper towel because that's the only way my camera would focus. So this is what it looks like without it. When it's dry, notice the paint kind of like went flat. It's definitely not as puffy as it started with. It does dry rather flat, so you can add a lot of it to begin with. Once everything's dry, take your findings kit. These are just loops to add to a necklace, and then your multi-purpose tools. These things are awesome. I like to use 2 of them at once. It just makes things easier. Open up your loop and stick it through the top of the pendant and then close it. And then you can either use just like a normal necklace chain, or, you know, take the pendant off an existing necklace. It doesn't really matter, but loop that through, and then you will have your necklace, and it's all dry and ready to wear. All right, you guys, this is it. This is it on. Isn't it pretty? It totally looks like one of those kind of old vintage enamel necklaces, just with the pretty rose and the pretty flower. I think it turned out gorgeous. It's kind of a really timeless look. Super easy to do, actually a lot faster than I was even expecting, minus the drying time. That did take a while, but other than that, it was super easy and really fast to do. I hope you liked the craft. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I'd love to see you here again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.